He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again in anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, man. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks. But super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench, brought to you by Helena Agri, as you just heard on this Tuesday, July 15th. Happy Tuesday, everyone who is here, who is listening. How are you doing on this afternoon? 3 o'clock here, 3:30 on the clock here is long for our hour-long edition of Behind the Bench today. That's right. We are taking you up to the pregame of the MLB All-Star Game live from Atlanta, Georgia. So we will bring that broadcast to you. So Behind the Bench, only an hour today, and we will get you set for that coming up soon. Big thanks to Tony D for tossing it to us in the previous segment. Tony D, of course, on always from 2 to 3 p.m. on 1430 ESPN, 1430 app, and the 1430 ESPNFresno.com website, where you can listen to Tony D. If you miss any of his show, it is live and on demand there, wherever you listen. You also have my show going on from 3 to 6 normally on the 1430 app, 1430 ESPNFresno.com, also there as well. So if you want to listen live and on demand, miss any of the show, that's where you can listen to it there as well. Paul Metter Show, Central Valley Sports Report, airing always on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon, although he is on hiatus until August 9th, which is just a few weeks away. Paul Metters will be back talking about all the high school sports going on here in the Central Valley. He'll be back before you know it. Of course, we are here in studio, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So if you want to watch the video portion of this show, you can check us out here on the cameras as well. So we will be airing here for the next hour on that side of things. We have the Lee's Air Hotline. Lee's Air Hotline brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing, Heating, and Roofing. Lee's Air Hotline is 559-320-1430. That is the way to reach us on the show. Once again, 559-320-1430 is the way to reach us. The Lee's Air Weather Check sits at 99 degrees today. Could get to 100 degrees the next hour. Our last little bit of look of triple digits before we call it a cool down a little bit. We'll get to the mid-90s tomorrow and be hovering around the mid-high 90s for the next 7 days or so. Could get to the low 90s by next week. So could be in store for not as tough weather in the Central Valley. We're in the summer, though. You're used to it. You know how it feels. And so everybody stay cool out there as you're driving around. 3 o'clock hour brought to you by Clovis Truck Center. They're the first, the biggest, and still the best here in the Central Valley, formerly known as Linex Clovis, and they're bigger than the bedliner. Reminder that this month, if you have anything you want done for yourself in the summer with your truck, your SUV, or your car, you get $50 off in your visit if you just mention my name, Phil Bonatti, here in the month of July. Any accessories, anything like that you want tuned up to your truck, SUV, or car, go to Clovis Truck Center today. Mention my name, you get $50 off your visit here in the month of July. Clovis Truck Center, found just south of the Clovis Rodeo Grounds in Old Town Clovis. Go visit my friends today. All right, we got a good show for you today. 1 full hour of our program, like I said, taking you all the way up to 4 o'clock before MLB All-Star Game pregame gets underway, and then we'll get you to the actual game a little bit later. So, good to be here, and I figured we have a little fun in this hour. A lot of things to fit into in this first hour and only hour of our show. We have in studio, it's been a while, we have my buddy Asa in, normally at 5 o'clock, but here a little earlier, 3 o'clock hour. I'm wondering what 3 o'clock hour Asa is going to be like. How are we doing?
Better. I'm excited for today. It's going to be a good show.
Okay. 1 hour of radio from Asa. He is in to provide all kinds of fun insight and or shenanigans that we will be talking about.
Emphasis on the shenanigans.
Yes. In studio, or over in the other side of the studio behind the glass, we've got Tanvir and Julia rounding out our foursome today for the 1 hour. Guys, how are we doing on this Tuesday? How are we feeling?
Doing good, doing good. Yesterday was a home run derby. I was excited to watch that, and I thought it was a pretty exciting show in general.
Yeah. Julia, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. I just watched the home run derby, and, it was a fun watch, and now we're here. It's a good day.
We are here and a good day. And I guess we can start off with that. For those who did not watch, I'm looking at somebody over here.
It's me. He was looking at me.
We're going to play catch up on the home run derby. I thought there were some big moments in last night's home run derby. Could argue it might be there hasn't been many controversies in home run derby, but maybe that's where I start. Is it a top 5 controversial home run derby in history? Some could argue that. Others could say the rules are the rules. But I start there potentially. What was the biggest moment in your mind? I'll go around the room. What was your biggest moment in your mind of the home run derby last night? Tavia or Julio, either you could start here as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I think 2 moments that I really loved from last night's home run derby. I think one, O'Neal Cruz just absolutely hitting bombs last night. It was
513.
insane.
What?
Yeah.
513.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was hitting.
He hit it out of the ballpark in right center field, which I've never seen anybody do out there in Atlanta. So
And it hit the roof of one of the stands, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, ridiculous home run.
Yeah, and then the other one, I liked it a lot. It was the family affair with Cal Raleigh. His dad, I believe, was the one who was pitching to him. His little
That's
brother
super
was the
cool.
catcher.
16-year-old little brother,
Yeah.
who's in high school.
That's cool.
Catching behind Cal Raleigh.
And I love that he was hyping him up in the final round,
Yeah.
getting him as many points as he can. Those were my 2 favorite moments of last night.
Absolutely, Julia. What anything stand up for you?
Yeah, I had very similar moments. I thought the Cal Raleigh situation with his family was so cool, and it was so cool to watch him win with his family behind him. And, I mean, it doesn't get much better than your dad throwing BP to you. Basically, anyone who played baseball, that's who has been throwing to you your whole life. So I thought that was really cool. And then there was just some controversial things, like you said, that I thought were really interesting. Rooker may or may not have gotten gypped in there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was one of the things that was the most interesting to me.
That's a big one, and I want to get into that real quick. For me, last night I was living for the Jazz Chisholm downfall. I can kick a man while he's down because he's a Yankee. Jazz Chisholm hit 3 total home runs in a home run derby. When the pitcher is actively trying to get you to hit home runs, he could only muster 3. 3 out of the whole evening. I was living. You guys got my text last night. I could not wait to dance on that grave.
Dude, when you were like, he's going 0 the day before, and I'm like, yeah, or the show before, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about all that. That's a bit much. And then he hits 3, and I'm like, oh, he was terrible. He was absolutely horrible.
Jazz Chisholm, worst home run derby participant since like Yasiel Puig. I'm trying to think. Yasiel Puig I think, maintained is the worst one because he swung and missed at one of them. I remember.
Oh, dude, come on.
I remember when and this was pre like the clock, before they did the clock thing. I think Puig like actually swung and missed and counted as an out. I remember that. And I think it was in Minnesota like 11 years ago or something like that.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah. I got to ask, because Asa, you didn't watch anything. Did you watch any catch up on anything? What are your thoughts on Cal Raleigh being the home run champ?
I mean, I thought it was cool, especially because I think that there's like correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like there's like a rivalry going on with Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge because Cal Raleigh, hits home runs that matter.
Yeah.
Whereas Aaron Judge just hits dingers just for sport, for funsies, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see him win. I thought the Rooker.
Brent Rooker, yeah.
Yeah, the Brent Rooker thing, like, if the maths, I'm sorry, you got beat out by like 100th of an inch. That's just, it sucks.
So
it does.
For those who don't know what's going on, so Brent Rooker last night hit 17 home runs in his run. I think he was like 3rd to go up. So he'd been sitting at 17. Feels like it was starting to become a really good number. Cal Raleigh ties him at 17. And so apparently, which, by the way, I don't think anybody really had an idea of what the tiebreaker was until it was presented. A lot of people were thinking Cal Raleigh was out of the home run derby at a certain point. Then they found out that they both hit the home run by exactly the same feet. If you just measure it by the same amount of feet it went. And then they went by the inch, apparently, and they then determined Cal Raleigh beat Brent Rooker by an inch over distance, which I know they have the StatCast stuff and the metrics and where a ball can go, and so everyone's crying foul that they couldn't measure that. I'm like, yeah, you can. You can measure where that ball can go as far as that's concerned. But my bigger gripe is, why have the rule? Why have the rule of the minuscule little measurements to like determine who moves on? Why you're selling a TV show? Why not sell more home runs? Oh my gosh, we got a swing off between Cal Raleigh and Brent Rooker. I would have paid more money for that than opposed to worrying about decimal points in terms of distance. I felt like baseball got its own way last night, and I do think if Cal Raleigh and Brent Rooker went into a swing off, I would have believed Cal Raleigh would have won it. But to be fair, I think it was baseball got its own way last night a little bit, and they got lost in the sauce just a little bit last night.
I mean, even the Simpsons made a joke about it, like during the Mark McGwire, like that, like the steroids era. They're like, Mark McGwire says, "Do you want me to tell you the terrible truth of the thing that is happening in the plot, or do you want to watch me hit dingers?" And everyone goes, "Dingers!"
Yes.
Give the people what they want. It's a home run derby. Just let him swing.
Just let him swing. So my big question last night, did Brent Rooker get robbed? If you're an A's fan driving around listening last night, I'm sure you feel that way. Did Brent Rooker get robbed in the home run derby, yes or no?
I think technically no, but I want to say yes because I feel like it's so little like difference. I feel like almost like, is technology really that accurate? I know like it is pretty accurate, but also like you said, people want to see, they're at a home run derby, they want to see people swing, so why not just let them swing?
Yeah, get the swing off going. What about you, Tanvir? Do you think Brent Rooker was robbed last night?
I think he was. I just think that the rules are, distance is fine, but we're talking about a competition where who can hit the most home runs, and I just think if there is a tie, I think you just go one off, like first person to miss not hit a home run and the other person hits a home run and they're through. Like penalty kicks basically, but for baseball.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like imagine if somebody won the 3-point contest because they stood a little bit further off the line. That to me,
that's the equivalent.
It's the equivalent, right? Because it's just like, no, he hit the home run, and that's how the home. I think they should get distance out of it. I think they worry a little bit too much about the stat side of things. I like the numbers. I like it simplified a little bit. And a swing off's a swing off. 5 swings. Come on.
I do like the whole like bonus out if you get a home run above, what was it, like 425 feet?
Yeah, 425.
I like that part. I didn't like that could be a tiebreaker for the first round. And I understand they're trying to streamline it so some MLB players aren't batting like 50 times
theoretically
at that point.
in perpetuity.
But I think I argue the other way. I feel like it's more taxing on the guys. Ken Griffey Jr. said it on. I think I was watching some MLB Network earlier today. He's like, I would have never won a home run derby in this era because of the 2 straight minutes of swinging.
Dude, yeah,
It's ridiculous as
I feel
opposed
like
to
they got to get rid of that.
taking your pace as far as the outs are concerned. I'm old school. I like you get 10 outs and you hit as many home runs as you can. And I get it. You get the Josh Hamiltons of the world that go 28 home runs in 2008 and takes like 35 minutes for him to finish what he's doing. But I also get what I want, which is I get to see every home run hit as opposed to on the split screen, I'm seeing a guy hit balls and I'm not translating what's happening because they're split screening the camera where it's showing balls just be sent to the air and then they cut to another camera that's following a different baseball and I'm confused on which home run's which home run and which swing is correlated with which home run. I hate the presentation of the home run derby nowadays, and simply it's all the problem because of the clock. I get they want the speed of it, but to me, let's just sit and enjoy baseball a little bit more. Start the thing earlier, maybe. I just don't understand where the rush is.
Yeah, why are they trying to put such a time constraint on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but I was gonna say like it was really apparent during Cal Raleigh, like when he was swinging. I'm like, the ball has just landed. You're still on that shot, and he's taking another swing at that point. And I was like, I can't track any of this. Thankfully, I guess they had like the tracker at the bottom to show.
Yeah.
But I still want to see the hit. You know.
I got to imagine, and I've never been to a home run derby. I got to imagine in person being at a home run derby is far more enjoyable than what I watched on television last night. I can't imagine. I talked to one of our coworkers who went to the home run derby in San Francisco when I was here, like back in 2007. Yeah, he's like, best event I've been to, best baseball event you could ever go to. And so to me, I'm like, I think maybe it's just trying to translate it more that way. Because I can imagine just sitting at a vantage point in foul territory and you're just watching a guy just fly. I'm like, that's got to be aesthetically a lot more fun than
especially at Oracle.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Right?
Oof.
So
I'm
Sign
going to
me
say
up.
that I think the Home Run Derby is the best all-star game event across all 4 major sports.
Yes.
yeah.
I think
100%.
3-point contest has it's close, but I think the Home Run Derby has the number 1 spot.
Fascinating stuff last night. So Cal Raleigh wins the home run derby. He is your first catcher to win a home run derby, I believe, ever in Major League Baseball history. Second Mariner to ever do it. Is he the first switch hitter? Is that also correct? First switch hitter to win the home run derby? I'm trying to remember that statistic.
Someone else did, but I would have to double check that.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall that as well. I don't have the information in front of me unless ESPN can provide that to me real quick. I don't believe I have it. Nope.
Well, shout out Julia. She got it right. So
You picked Cal Raleigh, right?
She did pick Cal Raleigh.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Really, I was rooting for him, but also I love the story with his family, and so I was just happy he won anyways.
Rough day for James Wood. I knew I was cooked when I realized James Wood was going first. Like, as soon as I found out he was going first, I'm like, awful pick by me. Awful pick.
Yeah, my Buxton pick was pretty good at the start.
He had a pretty decent day.
Yeah, and then he hit 7 in the semis, so
Yeah, so.
it's kind of tough.
But fascinating. Just by an inch, Cal Raleigh.
He was the first switch hitter, I
He is the
believe.
first switch hitter?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, first switch hitter win. Cal Raleigh literally winning the home run derby by an inch.
Wow.
Literally by an inch. Crazy stuff. All right, we're just getting started here on the show. We're cooking for an hour here before the All-Star game. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's Tuesday, I know. We usually do these previews on Wednesday, but I'm going on vacation. So why don't we preview one of our Fresno State opponents coming up next? A couple of them, actually. Oregon State and Southern. We're going to talk about them coming up next here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Get your day started with Rich Eisen.
You can't tell the story of baseball without what Aaron Judge has been doing right now. What Aaron Judge has done over the last 3 to 4 years, for sure, is one of the greatest tears we've ever seen by a right-handed hitter. Period. End of story. He is the king of being intentionally walked. He is the ultimate guy that you don't want to have beat you. He's been that way pretty much since he came up from out of nowhere. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer if he doesn't play another game.
Rich Eisen, brought to you by Citizens Business Bank. Sports fans, whether you're gearing up for your next adventure or simply searching for the perfect ride, Ed Dina's Auto Center has you covered. Now, let's hear from the 2018 Mountain West champion, Marcus McMarion.
Hey, it's Marcus McMarion. At Ed Dina's Auto Center, they'll make car shopping as smooth as a game-winning play. Whether it's a truck, SUV, or the car of your dreams, their incredible team is here to guide you every step of the way. Ed Dina's Auto Center in Dinuba and now in Visalia off Mooney Boulevard. Online at eddinasautocenter.com.
Craving something different? Lynn's Restaurant Group has a variety of spots to satisfy every craving. If you're in the mood for teppanyaki and sushi, Hino Oishi offers an unforgettable Japanese experience. For bold, flavorful Chinese dishes, Spicy J's has exactly what you're looking for. Enjoy a hot pot experience at J-Pot and top it off with boba from JT Inside. Whether dining in or ordering out, every meal is memorable. Visit lynsrestaurantgroup.com to learn more.
Fresno, get ready to dance. Shakira is bringing her Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran World Tour to Valley Children's Stadium this fall. Experience the global icon live. It all goes down Thursday, August 7th. This will be one unforgettable night. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Don't wait. Shakira Live in Fresno will sell out fast.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
From breezy linen to tailored polos, the Patrick James Summer Collection defines cool, effortless style. It's where classic West Coast spirit meets modern refinement. Discover timeless looks from brands like Robert Graham, Johnny O, and Martin Dingman's The Lodge, alongside staples from Tommy Bahama, Cole Haan, and our signature Patrick James line. Made for the man who values quality, confidence, and the art of dressing well. Patrick James, California's sophistication. On Shaw, inside Fresno's Fig Garden Village.
Roger Dunn has the new Callaway Paradigm AI smoke drivers to take your game to the next level. State-of-the-art technology. They've created the most advanced driver face in the history of Callaway Golf. The AI Smart Face is designed to create a sweet spot, and not just the center, but all over the face. AI smoke drivers, fairway irons, and putters. The AI smoke driver, it's sweeter from every spot. Paradigm AI smoke drivers. Remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Continuing this 1 hour of Behind the Bench. And then I want to take a little vacay. That's right. I'm out of here for a little bit. So we will still have an edition of Behind the Bench the next couple of days. Tanvir, Julie, you guys have been cooking up some stuff for the next couple of days. You want to tell people what they can expect the next couple of days for Behind the Bench here?
Yeah, so we're going to have a little bit of a best of Behind the Bench with some clips over the last couple of months that we found were pretty interesting. We cooked up, some interviews, some funny moments, some predictions that you made that were that came out to be true. So
we like that.
Give yourself a little pat on the back at that point. So
yeah,
so it'll be a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun just looking back at some of the clips. Yeah.
A little self-promotion. There was one clip. I hate to spoil it, but you're not the only one that almost burned down their house, Asa. And I'll leave it at that.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. So you'll just have to listen to the best of for that one.
Yeah, when I found it, I was like, this is insane because we were just talking about a house just burned down, and it's come up again.
Yeah. So if you're going to want to hear the full story, you're going to have to listen to the best of shows.
If we had a nickel for every time someone's house almost burned down on the show, we'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yes, exactly. So, all right. Let's talk about Fresno State football. Asa, we are coming on fast to this football season here. I would say we are 5 weeks away from week 0. We are 5 weeks away.
Oh, God, we are week 0.
A little bit plus, a little over 5 weeks away from that happening. Excited for that. Have you heard have you thought about the Bulldogs at any point this summer, or are you trying to wait till we get to?
I'm trying to wait, if only so that way I can be anxious later.
Yes, the anxiety will come.
Yep.
So we do this every week. We haven't been a part of this kind of thing, but we're going to kind of preview some of the aspects of this season, and so we've been going team by team on the opponent schedule here for the Fresno State Bulldogs. 2 weeks ago, we did Kansas. Last week, we previewed Georgia Southern. This week, we're going to talk about Oregon State. I'll ask you, because Fresno State's very familiar with Oregon State. You were I believe you were at the game last time we played Oregon State.
I was.
How did you feel after that game against Oregon State? What do you remember from that?
I remember, for the record, actually played on Bulldog Boulevard.
That's right.
And I was so stoked because I've always wanted to do that. And then that lousy pass interference call happened, like in the end zone, and Oregon State scored, and I was very, very sad.
Yes, the Bulldogs coming up short. That was 21. Am I mistaken?
22.
22. Is it 22?
Yeah,
22. When Oregon State won in I would believe it's last minute fashion, right?
Yeah, like I think like 17. They scored 17 seconds left. Nothing happened. Nothing doing.
I got
35.
I got 0 time on the clock when they scored on the 2-yard run.
There it is.
Oregon State did. According to College Football Reference, I got no time on the clock when Jack Coletto ran it for 2 yards.
What a football name too.
Fresno State actually took the lead with 105 this game. Fresno State had a 5-point lead with 2 minutes to go. Then Oregon State scored with a go-ahead touchdown, 29-26 with 150 to go. Then with 105 to go, Jake Haener threw it to Eric Brooks for a 4-yard touchdown pass to take a 32-29 lead. And then Oregon State with the go-ahead touchdown, which I think they went for it because they were right at the 1.
Yep.
They went for it instead of kicking the field goal to send it to overtime. It was a do-or-die goal line play, and do I remember it swinging out? I remember it kind of swinging out, and they had the angle.
I remember the pass with the pass interference play was on the far left, and I think it was a swing out, and it was I don't if it was like a fake or like or something. I remember like he just kind of waltzed in, and it was like, dude, come on.
Well, regardless, this is a much different
it's a different
team than what we played in 2022. Last year, 5-7 record overall for the Oregon State Beavers. It's their first year under Trent Bray, who went 5-7 as well. He's back for another season. It's a team that predominantly played in this Mountain West per se, so you can kind of gauge them against the rest of the Mountain West, which, if I'm correct in my assumption here, I've got them going 2-5 in the Mountain West last year. Do I got that right? As far as the record is concerned, I think that's where my math tells me they're going. So an interesting team coming in. Their hallmark win was a win over Washington State, who was ranked last year. They beat them late in the year last year on a 41-38 victory. You could call them kind of rivals in that way. They hung tough against Boise at the final game of the year in the regular season, which I think is notable. With how good Boise was playing at the time. 34-18, it's moral victories if we're going to count it as far as that's concerned. But other than that, this team, very inconsistent football team from what I'm looking at as far as it's concerned. Very good start to the year. They were 4-1. They were 4-1 and did not end up being bowl eligible, finishing 5-7 on the year. So a rough end to them as far as that's concerned. So I don't know what that says about their preparation coming into the season, how well they play getting off and running. Julia, Tavir, what have you learned about Oregon State coming into this year when we're looking at them as we take the trip to Corvallis in week 2? Excuse me.
Yeah, I think one of the most notable things is that they have a new transfer from Duke, Malik Murphy. He's a quarterback. He did really, really well for Duke. And their old starting quarterback, Giovanni McCoy, just could not compete. I mean, Murphy completed 60% of his passes, throwing for 2,933 yards and 26 touchdowns. The 26 touchdowns marked a single-season record at Duke. And in the game against Virginia Tech, he threw for a season high of 332 yards with 3 touchdowns. And then he went 9-3 as Duke's starter. So I think that's going to be the biggest difference with this team that we're going to see going to a new quarterback. They also have a really good running back, Anthony Hankerson, who had 232 carries and 15 touchdowns. So I think their offense is going to be the biggest thing with this team, especially with Murphy coming in as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, Malik Murphy's got some good tape to him. I'm just kind of watching some of it now. Originally a Texas guy, right? Was he recruited to Texas?
Yeah, so he started in Texas, didn't start, but then he transferred to Duke, and now this is his second transfer.
When you get recruited to Texas, you have some legitimacy as a prospect coming in. Seems like a guy who's kind of trying to find himself a little bit as far as that's concerned. He does have a decent arm. I'm not saying it's a plus arm from what I'm looking at. They seem to ran option a little bit more at Duke as far as that's concerned, but he does have a deep ball. It's going to be. Is this going to be the hardest quarterback we faced this year? I don't know where you.
No, I think Jalen Daniels is still.
is still number
the
one.
best quarterback that we're going to face this year.
Yeah,
but. Malik Murphy has that big play potential for sure. I think the one thing that he needs to reduce is his interceptions. I think he had 15 over his career. over one real season of playing. So that definitely needs to come down. But other than that, yeah, I do like their offensive setup. They got, as Julia said, Anthony Hankerson, he's going to return as a feature back. Their offensive line is anchored by veterans. But I think what they need to improve on, and I think this is why they brought Malik Murphy in, is their deep ball accuracy or getting the ball downfield in general, because they had a really run-heavy offense last year. And to kind of balance that with a guy that is kind of like a gunslinger, can throw the ball down the field, I think it is very crucial for this offense. So this secondary, I don't know if it's going to be tested, but if Oregon State wants to be successful this year, they better start testing some secondaries, and Fresno State may be looking at a situation where their cornerbacks need to be ready for some deep balls.
Yeah. Asa, how would you feel about this Bulldogs team? You know there's a couple guys coming back on this roster, and from what you remember last year to this year, having to deal with a guy who can push the ball a little deep, as far as that's concerned, testing the deep ball, but also having an ability to maybe escape some of the pressure a little bit. How concerned would you be about a quarterback like this that we're going to have to face on the road?
I don't know. Those dual threat quarterbacks always give me they raise my blood pressure a bit, because I remember like during the Washington State game, I cannot remember the name of the kid that was quarterback, but I knew he could take off with the ball.
Yeah,
and I think, especially what Tanvir said, if they're going to be pushing the ball downfield like Azillian Hamilton and Cameron Brockett, they're going to be having a time. I don't want to say they're going to be having a time, but they got to get their heads on a swivel.
Yeah, I think we always kind of point to the defensive side, and just like I scouted with Jalen Daniels, maybe it's nice that they're going to have Jalen Daniels as kind of the tougher test to start, that they can kind of get prepared for another opponent that's going to be, I would say, similar DNA per se as far as Oregon State's going to be concerned about. I saw this makeup of this Bulldog team. I remember it from the Bulldog Bash. We had a massive defensive line unit that came up. We had a massive secondary unit come up, and then we had 5 guys come up for the linebacker unit. So the defense is predominantly speed on the backside and a lot of rush on the front side. Not much in the middle, it seems, for this Bulldog squad. So what that tells me is the Bulldogs are looking to shut things down on the outsides as far as the speed is concerned, creating more secondary guys out there. I just wonder if the run protection is going to be as good as it can be for this Bulldog side. Especially, I think sometimes the Bulldogs run into issues when it faces a good, decent run game. I mean, Air Force last year was as frustrating as it could be as far as a run game protection could be. But then also I do recall a lot of guys were dealing with illnesses and or injuries in that game from the defense. But I just simply don't think they can allow Oregon State to get in the rhythm if they can get there, because obviously run game sets up deep ball, all that stuff. So crucial to get Oregon State frustrated in the first half of these games. Get yourself out there as far as that's concerned with everything like that. Tanvir, did you have something to say? Or?
No, I mean, I totally agree. And this is going to be the team that is going to provide that run game that's going to test you consistently. And I think the offense of Oregon State has a new lease on life compared to what they were last year, right? And this is going to be a tough test for sure.
They're in the first-year head coach side of things, so your only assumption is they can improve because they're trying to find the identity of the new coach a little bit. So 5-7 feels a little, a little less than what they probably should be as far as that's concerned. But I mean, they were in a big, like if you look at all the statistics that they had against certain opponents, 28-0 against Air Force is as rough of a game as they had last year. Couldn't muster any sort of offense. 44-7 to that Cal team. I love my Cal Bears. I love the Cal Bears. But 44-7 to that Cal team.
That's a yikes.
Yeah, that's rough. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of Oregon State team shows up for this game. Is this their home opener next year? I believe this is.
Let's see. I don't. Yeah, no, they're going to play Cal at home next year in week 1.
Oh, they have Cal week 1.
Yeah.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just wanted to cap off this Oregon State discussion for myself personally. Like, defensively, this team did not rush the passer at all. They had 7 sacks last year,
That's
while their
horrible.
opponents had 25.
The whole season?
Yeah, the whole season. So
Oh, no.
they are getting a defensive end, Takari Hickle, back from injury, and he's going to need to spark that pass rush because Fresno State is going to pick you apart because I think they can with their offense. And that's where I think you could possibly see this as like a high-scoring game, similar to where it was in 2022, where you had both teams hitting like 30-plus points. So I think this is going to be a more high-scoring affair compared to some of the earlier games of the season, especially like the Georgia Southern game.
Well, I think while you want to get into that passing kind of happy situation if you're realizing this team can't rush the passer, while I like the idea of attacking that, I do like the idea of keeping the offense out of rhythm and keeping yourself on the field as much as possible. Even though despite they have what would be a poor pass rush from a year ago, I'd imagine limiting the possessions that Oregon State can have is a better game plan to me than rather just trying to sling it around the field and seeing where you can be comfortable and picking them apart that way. I know points are good, but to me, I don't want to allow them to have the opportunity to explode on offense. So to me, a 28-0 win over like Air Force did, feels better to me than having to gut it out and win a shootout like Nevada did over Oregon State last year, which was 42-37. You can allow yourself the game to run away from you if you get too comfortable on that side. I know it sounds oxymoronic to say, hey, score points when you can, but there's a certain thing about pace of football to me that I think is more important than I think people realize, and pacing the game is as key as anything. Fresno State had a real issue with pacing games last year and figuring out the rhythm. And I know Coach Entz is going to lean on that run game, run heavy side of offensive side of things, and so play action pass, meticulous drives that are going to be 10, 12 plays per drive. That's the place where I think Fresno State can live. And I don't imagine this being as high scoring as people would think in a game like this in Corvallis. Would you want to see a run heavy attack next this game against, or where would you want to sit as far as the game is concerned against the Oregon State Beavers?
Well, for one thing, hard to score if you're not on the field.
Yeah.
With the running back room that Fresno State has, I'd actually be really excited to see like what they can do. Like, with Donaldson and Arsenault and all those guys. Like, I think it'd be super fun to see them watch the ball or to see them run the ball as much as they can.
Yeah.
Because again, like you said earlier, if you can run the ball well, you pull all those linebackers and safeties up front, and then suddenly the deep ball is just there.
Mm-hmm.
Let EJ sling it, or whoever's going to be starting. Just let the quarterback sling it. Get the run game established, control the game. If keep their offense off the field.
You would hope that our running back depth can stay alive, especially by week 2. I think our running back depth shouldn't be too much of an issue. By week 7 or 8, maybe we lose a couple guys due to injury, but I'd like to believe that we're in a good position if this game sets up nicely for us.
Yeah, and I mean, running the ball is the prime way to slow the game down, but I feel like there's so many opportunities for big plays even through the running game that naturally this game is going to just start scoring points on end, and that's where I just see this becoming a little bit of a shootout, even if Matt Entz is going to try and slow the game down.
Fresno State, want to guess how many times we've played Oregon State? It's been more than once. I think Fresno State fans know that for sure.
I looked it up, so.
Yeah, I did too. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4.
We played them 5 times.
So close.
Fresno State 2-3 against Oregon State. Was our last win? No, we beat them in 2003, but our big win was the 2001 massive matchup where we beat them 44-24 when Oregon State was a top 10 team in college football. Anything else on the Beavers? Any other notes? Or are we good on Oregon State?
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah.
I got nothing much on Southern. Julie, do you have Southern? Anything on Southern from what you looked at as far as the Southern? Because I don't have much to touch on other than maybe outside of football aspects of this game.
Yeah, so this Southern team is actually kind of interesting because last year they went 8-5 overall and 7-1 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference in the West section. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I didn't really know much about Southern either. They had wins to Texas Southern, Alabama A&M, and then losses to like Florida A&M and Jackson State.
Mm-hmm. A decent SWAC team, basically.
Yeah, so I think this team is better than maybe I thought that they were going to be. So I think that this could actually be an interesting game. In the transfer portal wise, they're pretty consistent. They haven't lost a lot of players, and a lot of players didn't graduate. Some of their top starting players are all going to be seniors this year. So I think that's interesting. I mean, their quarterback's going to be a senior. He threw for about 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. They have a running back. They have 2 running backs that are actually kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Dillon ran for 793 yards on 158 carries. And then Kendrick Grimes had 129 carries and 645 yards. So I think you're going to see kind of them going back and forth.
A lot of run game, run heavy, kind of see what they can got to do, and hopefully they don't get behind too much early with the Southern. Tanvir, anything on Southern or?
Well, yeah. Actually, what I saw, there has been a lot of roster turnover. I think what they have done well is they've filled in the gaps that they've left behind. 2 of the running backs that Julia just talked about, they did transfer, but they have people coming in to fill those roles, and I think they're going to stick with this run heavy attack. They have some good players still back there. Their quarterback room is also flipping over. They got a transfer from Mississippi Valley State, Jamari Jones. But I think the big player for this team is Kelby Givens. He had 12 sacks alone and 27.5 TFLs in 2024, and he was a 2-time All-American. So he's going to be a demon coming off of the edge. But other than that, I think this is a team that doesn't score that much, 20.9 points per game. They were 10th in the SWAC in that. But also they were 30. They had 35 sacks. So they're a very good defensive team, decent on offense. I think that this is going to be a little bit more grinded out from Fresno State at the start, but they should be able to run away with it by the end of the game.
Kind of Sac State-ish a little bit last year with the Sac State game. Just like, it's not in question, but it's also like we can kind of handle this a little bit, but make it happen. Outside of football, their band's coming. I'm very hyped about that.
Stoked about the band.
So that's going to be exciting as far as that's concerned. So, Acer, are you stoked about the game, or are you stoked about the band coming?
Yes.
All right. So we'll see how Southern plays. We don't got much more on them, and I don't want to spend much more time on them. So hopefully that'll be a victory for the Fresno State Bulldogs. All right, guys, let's take a break. Good job on that. When we take a break, we're going to come back, wrap up the show. I got my 50 States and 50 Days trivia, and plus we'll preview the All-Star game coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
As of today, the 30% federal solar tax credit is still available for homeowners looking to save energy and money, but it's scheduled to be phased out on December 31st, 2025. The time to call Donald P. Dick is now, 255-1644. Let Mr. Cool show you how to drive down the cost of home energy. The deadlines for installing solar and taking advantage of the tax credits are December 31st. Call Mr. Cool at 255-1644.
I make sure that we have plenty of parts for the service department and the customers in the front counter.
That's Al Carmona, parts manager at Pioneer Equipment Company.
A lot of farmers come in, they know what they want, and if they don't, we try to help as best as we can.
Pioneer carries a wide selection of Kubota, Land Pride, and Nelson parts. Stop by and see us in Fresno or Reedley. We'll get you a cup of coffee and the parts you need.
We have really good customers. Pioneer Equipment's a great place.
Visit PioneerEquipmentCA.com. Whoever it was that said rainy days are followed by rainbows and pots of gold definitely wasn't in the raisin business. Rain in the wrong place at the wrong time can be a disaster, a crop disaster, and a financial disaster. In short, it can mean there's no payday for all of your labor. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be that way. The solution? Crop insurance for raisins. Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist, has been writing raisin crop insurance for over 40 years. Bowman & Associates is one of the largest crop insurance agencies in the state and the nation. Call Roger, Kent, or Quinn Bowman today and let them design a policy customized to suit your individual growing needs. Time is running out to purchase raisin insurance. With the unstable weather patterns and the current low premium rates, now is the time to call Bowman & Associates at 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates. That's the crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
No matter the time, morning, noon, or night, Black Bear Diner in Fresno has you covered. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served all day just the way you like it. At Black Bear Diner in Fresno, you can count on them serving up hearty portions that satisfy even the hungriest appetites. Plus, the little Cubs can enjoy their brand new Cubs Corner too. So gather your family and friends, bring your appetite, and make it a meal to remember at Black Bear Diner in Fresno, corner of Sean Martin.
Black Bear Diner. What happens when your determination to advance your career meets online education? More than you ever thought possible. At Fresno Pacific University, we're committed to our mission. We're committed to you. That's why we're continually bringing new programs online. Complete your bachelor's or master's degree in a format that works for you. Discover what's possible at Fresno Pacific University. Learn more at online.fpu.edu.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, faucets, vanities, doors, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Welcome back to Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. One more second before we say goodbye and head out to the MLB All-Star game. All right, we got 50 states and 50 days trivia to do. Just one state today, the state of Nebraska. Ace, is the first time you're participating in this with Julia and Tanvir.
Yeah.
I have just been the rough miss yesterday was Mike Trout from New Jersey. We could not get Mike Trout. But they, for the most part, they did pretty good. Pretty good yesterday.
We ended really strong. Started pretty rough.
Yeah.
So we got 3 athletes. Athletes could be anything, any sport. We're talking anything. And they ranked them, ESPN has ranked them 3 athletes who've had really good careers coming from the state they are from, which today is Nebraska. So are you ready for blind resume trivia?
Let's do it.
Okay. First athlete is the fourth pitcher since 2010 to have 20 home runs and 20 wins in a single season. She did it in 2025 for Nebraska.
Oh, Jordy Ball.
Jordy Ball is correct. We got softball to start there. So
Ding, ding, ding.
We knew Julia would.
Let's go.
I locked it once I heard she. I was like, I know this.
So there you go. So it could, like I said, it could be any sport. So here we go. Number 2 athlete from the state of Nebraska. 9-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glover, 2-time Cy Young winner, 2-time World Series champ, and won the 1968 MVP award. Inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1981. Mm-hmm.
I got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ace's first impression of this because he's like, I am blank.
Dude,
that's literally me too.
I'm 0 for 2. I got nothing.
One of 11 players in league history to both win the Cy Young Award and MVP in the same season. This next clue might help you, though.
In the 60s?
In the 60s, yes. 1968. Spent his entire 17-year career with the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals, great, fantastic pitcher. 251 victories, 3,000 plus strikeouts, 56 shutouts, beat my Boston Red Sox in a World Series. You're looking for Bob Gibson, pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. Bob Gibson. Incredible player.
Bro said unincredible, and I'm
fantastic. And incredible player.
Yes.
All right, final athlete here. 12-time baseball All-Star, 2-time Gold Glover, 8-time Silver Slugger, 5-time batting title, and won the 1996 World Series. Was inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2005. Won the World Series with the Yankees in 96.
They gave me 3 baseball today.
Yep, you're
I'm cooked.
Rough day for Tanvir.
Yeah,
for me.
also rough day for Asa.
Okay.
Not great.
This is I have a specific clue that's not part of this that might help you unlock something.
Okay.
Totaled over 3,000 hits over 18 MLB seasons. He reached base safely in 85% of his games he played.
Played for won the World Series with the Yankees?
He did, but he's not predominantly known for the Yankees. That is one other thing.
Okay.
His player, and this is my own clue, has been featured prominently in a couple episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's definitely a you clue.
Yes, it is. Specifically, an episode or two about flying and beer and beating a record.
I'm tapped out.
I got nothing.
Beating Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs is the name. Wade Boggs you're looking for.
Okay.
Are you not aware of the episode of Beating Boggs?
No.
Oh my
I don't watch It's Always
The
Sunny
man
like
has
you do.
notoriously drank 73 beers on one plane ride. Wade Boggs, notorious beer drinker.
Wade Boggs?
Yes, Wade Boggs.
He drank 73 beers.
You're correct.
It's the 999 challenge.
Yes.
Wade, come on, man.
Yes, correct. Wade Boggs, get educated. Rough day.
Get educated.
Rough day for anyone who is playing the trivia today. But Julia, you get a gold star.
Julia wins.
Yes.
Julia gets a gold star for Jordy Ball.
Yes.
So,
I know my softball. She is incredible.
should I do We have 3 minutes. I can't do California. Anyways, California is the next day. That's tomorrow.
One of them is going to be Randy Johnson.
Yeah. There's 5 athletes for the state of California.
There probably should be 10.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Notable other athletes from the state of Nebraska that they gave me: Ken Sailors, Fred Hoiberg, Alex Gordon, and Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford should have been on there.
You always stump for the guys there.
Yeah, that was, I don't know.
All right.
Maybe I'm just young. That was terrible.
That's just young. Just young. All right.
Youths.
MLB All-Star Game. Who's winning tonight? AL versus NL. It feels like a crapshoot, yet always it isn't, because there's only one right answer to this. Who's winning the MLB All-Star Game tonight?
It's going to be the National League.
Okay. All right. He's wrong. What about you guys?
I think the National League.
Boy.
Controversial opinion to fill, but I don't know. I think they might do
Tanvir,
it.
you can be on the right side of history here.
I don't know. National League, I would say.
Oh, jeez. AL has won 10 of the last 11 historically. Just letting you all know.
Yep, and they'll switch it today.
Okay. All right. They will. Sure. You can't hit any of the American League pitchers. The National League cannot hit any of the American League pitchers today. I'm telling you that right now. Odds to win the MVP tonight for the All-Star Game. Shohei has the best odds at 550. Judge, it's plus 700. Pete Crow Armstrong at 10-1. Ronald Acuna at 11-1. Cal Raleigh 12-1. Bobby 18-1. Fernando 25-1. Manny Machado to win 25-1. Anybody taking any guesses at who's winning the All-Star Game MVP?
I'm going Bobby Witt.
Bobby Witt. Okay. Asa, you're going to go Diamondback, I'm sure.
No, it's going to be. I want it to be Cal Raleigh. It's going to be Shohei. Because he showed up and he drew breath. It's going to be him.
Okay, but he showed up and drawn breath at previous All-Star games, and he has not won an MVP yet.
Okay, but yeah, how many of those was he a Dodger?
He was an MLBer since 2018.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like has Shohei known stardom?
No,
he has.
He has not won an MVP because the NL has not won an All-Star game in a long time.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
Okay.
what it is. All right. Anyways, Fantastic. You guys are fantastic preview of the All-Star game. You guys are doing great stuff here. We're just flying out of the gates here as far as that's concerned. Guys, I got nothing. I got nothing left in the show. I'm going on vacation.
Go enjoy.
I appreciate the hour that we've spent together, even if it was a tough final segment. But best of
it was fun.
Hey, we did have fun. It's fun along the way. Best of mine. We didn't even get to my all pitchers are not attractive conversation, and we may have to save that for next week. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Behind the bench, we'll be back tomorrow and Thursday for a best of. I will be back on Monday for another edition of Behind the Bench. Enjoying vacation. Enjoy the All-Star game. We will see you later here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.